Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Keep It Concise. Let's get into the show.
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Concise the Barber. We are here with the Keep It Concise podcast. Appreciate everybody that continues to keep showing up Sunday Night Live. And honestly, I'm kind of upset about the whole All-Star thing. I actually didn't see none of it, but I'm kind of glad that it's done early. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's going to tune in. We're going to talk about some Clippers. I brought some Clippers home from the station. I got about 2 videos coming to y'all this week. You're going to hear what I have to say about the West Tech and also the High Vis Air. So those are the 2 concise reviews you'll be getting this week. In the meantime, everybody, if you can just shout out where you're from. Cuts by Cruz, what's going on, bro? Blessings, man. Shout out to the videos you've been doing, man. You got some heat. You got some heat. You got a list. I need to respond to your list because your trimmer list was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But we're going to talk about it. Today, we're going to talk about just Clippers. I got just Clippers with me. And we're going to talk. And I know, some of the stuff that I had, people going to go, they're going to say what they want to say, but it's okay. But come on in. Shout out where you from. We got Chicago in the building. I believe we have Arizona. I think we got Arizona in the building. He said, I've been trying, man. They've been cussing me out in the comments. It's okay, bro. It's crazy. Over some Clippers, people get real. They get real over their Clippers. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. They get real. I brought all of these home. Good Lord. Okay, I think that's everything. All right, so we got. I brought 7 of these things home. We got Memphis in the building. Shout out to Forever in a Day. I like that name. And Kingston, Jamaica. What's going on? Blessings, everyone. All right. So, like I said earlier, I have my High Vis Air video coming this week, and also my West Tech. And I'm gonna try to get some conversations going with some of the brands. We'll see. Hopefully, a Sunday Night Live, we'll see what happens. But I want to talk about some of these Clippers that I have with me. Some of these are in my top 10, top 5 Clipper of the year, but some are not. Some are new. And there are some I want to talk about because I want to kind of pair like these Clippers and let you know why I pair them the way that I do. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I have right now. And you'll see exactly what I mean about pairing. So today we got the Diamantes, we got the Vapors, we got the Saber 2s, right? We got those 3. We got Rebel 2.0. We got the T45 Clipper. And let me go and just do it like this. Okay. Then we got MRD, X Pro, and Andis Phenom. That's what we got. All right. So we got all of these. Now, I want y'all to try your best. Tell me which ones would you pair. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 of them. Which ones would you say are basically the same type of Clipper? And there's a reason why I'm saying this, because you're surprised. Some can have the same kind of motor, right? Same kind of motor, but they can really cut really different. And due to the fact that they cut different or they have a certain focus, they can be in a group that you might be surprised that they're in a group in. So that's why I'm saying that. So what would you pair with the Sabres out of all of these Clippers I just said? What's like a healthy comparison with these? Forever in the Day, nah. 0. Zilch. Chris Page, what's going on? Vince Wavy, what's up? And y'all can also give me your comments on these Clippers. So I'll show y'all them again. So y'all can have a good, healthy understanding. If you had to pair these Clippers, I'm going to try all of them. Good Lord. You got the Diamantes, the T45s, the Saber 2s, and the Vapors. You got all of these. Which one would you pair? Let's do 2 to 2. Now, to me, there's a few that's like you could do, like you can group them in threes, but let's do 2 to 2. So, what would pair well with this? What's kind of like almost the same as the Saber 2.0? There's a reason why I'm kind of talking about this video. What's exactly like this out of the lineup that I just showed y'all? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, you got Saber. So you saying these two are the same, the Sabers and the X Pro. Okay, okay. You said the Sabers in the ooh, no. In the T45s. Okay. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I have somewhat of a different take, but I'm not mad at that. You said I haven't tried the JRL joints yet, probably the MRD and the Saber since they're the most similar. Well, here's the thing. These are different motors, so they're not similar at all. They're not similar at all. This is a brushless motor. This is the vector motor. So, but this is the only vector motor on this in this lineup. But it does have one that's kind of similar to it. Saber, you said it cut almost the same. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you mines when it comes to the Saber. If I had to pair these with something that kind of cuts similar to this, I'm gonna say these. That might sound crazy, but hear me out. Well, if you put the Echo blade back on this, I took it off. This has the Echo blade. They kind of sound the same. They cut the same. They get bulk out well. They sound basically the same. So that's my comparison. If you haven't used these, then I can understand why you didn't pick this one. But once you use them, you can say that it's very comfortable, close. I would say the next one close to this one will have to be the Diamantes, but this is in a different lane. I'm gonna talk about that one. But this one, these two kind of remind me of the same. Okay. All right. Now, I am going to pair this with something. Out of the ones that we didn't say yet, which ones do you think pairs the best with the MRD? So the MRD, it's a lot of people saying these are very compared to the 360 Jeezys. They look alike. So why am I dark? Why am I dark? There we go. Like, come on, brighten up. And you got this one, the Vapor, with the MRD. So, what would you say is probably now? This is the only vector motor on here. This kind of has the Echo blade too. And I know this might sound crazy. I did put the Echo blade on the Diamantes. It was a must for me. I mean, like they both have the thin blades and shallow two blades, usually. You said MRD. Yeah, so if I had to show y'all, right? They don't have that shallow blade on the MRD. You see the teeth on that? Look at the Sabers. Let me hide. So two different cutting blades, honestly. Two different style of blades. These two, respectfully, have almost the same cutting blade. Almost. A few differences, but almost the same. But what would y'all pair with this? I'm curious. If you don't have an answer, I do. And it might shock you. There's no right or wrong. I'm just telling you mine. And I could tell you why. What's going on, sir? Blessings to you. So if you had there's another one, 360 GZ and the Exceed. That's what this is very, very comparable to. But out of my lineup, it's like a combo, but if I had to say like what kind of cuts like power wise the same, this might surprise y'all, but I have the Vapor and the MRD. I have these two cutting sound alike. Listen to the power. They basically give you the same type of power. I think this sits at where this revs, like, consistently. The only difference is what people will say, well, it doesn't cut the same. Performance wise, like motor power wise, they can. You switch out this blade, instead of it being an F32, you put a regular, let's say, Echo blade. I guarantee you're going to get the same basically results with these two. You said wall rev up like that. I'm not sure, but it has, as you see, like as you hear it, it has that like it goes, it revs. But what that sound like this, but this starts there. This gets there. If you like really just pay attention and listen to it, you can tell like these two can cut real close to the same. The only thing is that they really focused in on is the blade setup. This blade setup doesn't allow you to get the same type of cut. You put these two, if I had this same blade setup on this, I can get the same exact cut. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Even though motors are different, you can get the same cut. It's the MRD X Pro. It's kind of like the Exceed or the 360 Jeezys, or even the X Instinct X, I think. But that's the comparable. But these two is the second, comparable ones. This is the first ones for those that just got in. This was what I'm basically saying is that the Saber 2s and the Rebel 2.0 fairly cut kind of the same, honestly. Now, the Rebel 2.0 from the Rebel, I will say this before you guys even see my concise review, it is an upgrade. There are some things I'm going to talk about, but you're going to have to see if those upgrades are worth it for you. Now I'm going to talk about this one. What is a healthy comparison with this clipper? Now, we have these left. Let me do this. These are left. The Phenoms and the T45s. What's comparable to this to y'all? You said a Rebel brushless? I don't think so. It could be. I'm not sure. I remember. I gotta look at my notes. And the only reason why is because I've been doing some. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. The cam follower had no problems with the cam follower. But it could be brushless. Sounds crazy that sounds like I don't know, but it could be. I got like um, 3 to 4 clippers like back to back. I mean, I wrote all my notes. You would think I remember that, but for some sad reason, I don't. I don't think it's Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it's brushless. But understand this. How can I say this? I know. I will say this. I'm kind of glad that this isn't brushless. I like rotary motors, period. Those are my favorite motors, but I do feel like there's room for rotary, like brush motors and brushless. I feel like I can't say brushless. But anyway, what would y'all say is next to this? What's similar to this? And honestly, y'all can say any of these. Like y'all don't have to exclude these out. I'm just not picking any of these. It's just up to you. If you had the Diamantes, what kind of reminds you of the Diamantes when it comes to this lineup? I'm just curious. I ask because the white saber sounds very similar. They do sound very similar, right? They do. Oh, that's a good one, Daniel. You gonna say that these remind you of the Wall Seniors? I mean, high speed. I can see that as a healthy comparison. I can. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can see that. Low speed, not so much, but that's a good one. I'm not mad at that. Now, when it comes to seniors, oh man, to me, I'm gonna say these are almost close to the seniors too, like power wise. Can you give a quick pros and cons of different clipper motors, like brush versus brushless? Yeah, I can do that real quick. But before I do that, let's just get through all these clippers, then we can go from go from there. So I'm gonna tell y'all mine. So hands down for me, the JRL and the Phenoms is kind of close. Now I'm gonna say low speed, they are like exactly, they sound the same, but of course this has the high speed. But even the style of how they cut, right? Even how they cut, click lever, how it feels in hand, but just how they cut. They both have like that. I don't need much, but I'm gonna get it done. That's how they both have that. You're saying that these and these are the same? You're gonna get two different types of cuts with these two. I think if you pick these up and then you pick these up, you're gonna get a nice blend. Like let's say these die, I can pick these up and this can follow right after, or vice versa. That's basically what I'm saying. Like vice versa, if this dies, I can pick these up no problem without feeling like anything is going to be adjusted. Same thing with these. If I pick up these die, I can easily just come right behind it with these. Same thing with these. Especially if I did a blade swap, if I start to fade whatever I need to do, and this dies, I can just pick these up and it's going to follow how it needs to. And then we just have these, right? We have these. So that being said, what's a healthy comparison when it comes to these? To me, it was hard for me to pick one, but I'll pick one out of this lineup to say, you know what, this is closest. It's the closest to this. That power is real. The Tune 45 reminds me of the Ennis Masters. I definitely see that. I'm not even mad at that. Yeah, that's crazy power. That thing got some power, boy. You said a master? Yeah. The T45 reminds him of a master. I'm not mad at that. I can see that. I think the comparison to the T45 is the Onyx 2020C. Is the Onyx. That's interesting. I wouldn't say the Onyx. I think the Onyx is close to these with a hint of this. I mean, I can't say the Diamantes. I think the Diamantes are up a little bit. But yeah. No, he's not talking about corded. I think he's talking about cordless. I don't agree with that comparison. Yeah, I think the Onyx is like, I can't say it's in its own lane because we got these. But there is a difference. There is a difference in them. But what y'all got for these out of my lineup? No, there's no wrong answer. What is the most comparable clipper that I have in this lineup with the T45s to y'all? I'm curious. Let a brother know. I said that because the ability to switch speeds, and I think they have close to the same speeds to the Onyx. Okay. Let's. How about this? Let's just go off of just a beast of high speed, low speed, don't matter how you want to compare it to whatever it can do, the capabilities of what it can do. What is compared to the T45? Glad I could finally watch one of your lives. I appreciate how much game you give out, man. Appreciate you too, bro. Thank you for joining. I think the Onyx is in a league of its own. It is, but these are the Onyx 2.0, but it went a different. How can I say this? It's just like the Onyx, but at the same time, it's not right. Like there's one thing I talk about, and I think y'all seen that review was when I talk about blade heat. The blade heat is one of the main things I talk about when it comes to the Diamantes. Now, they cut well, they do a lot of things well. It has a nice slim body. There's nothing wrong with the Diamantes. But what happened is that we got the Onyx first, right? We got the Onyx first, and a lot of people appreciated what that did. And this being the 2.0, you're looking at this like whatever the Onyx can do, this got to do it and better. And due to the fact that it can do what the Onyx can do, but it lacks when it comes to the comfortability of blade heat, that's where it's like. I like the fact that they got the digital display right here, but I wish, and we can see it. That's an upgrade from the original one. The original one's kind of harder to see it, but the trimmer should have had the display. Like, to me, I care about that type of stuff. Click lever is amazing. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I actually like the feel of this. But let's get to this. The T45 with the wall vapor with original wall blade. Jada Barber. You know, it's funny because I have to agree with you. I couldn't even, I'm gonna give it one. I'm gonna give this one. If there's any one of these that I had to pick, man, if there's anyone that I had to pick, right? It's hard, but I'm just gonna do it. Due to just power, this to me is a healthy comparison to this when it comes to power. But it's hard for me. Like, I can't pick this. I can't pick this. I think that the T45 kind of wins. I can't pick this. I really want to pick these two to equal the T45. You got the MRD X Pro with the Vapor and this. These two kind of equal up to the T45. As much as that I want to do this comparison, no, I can't. I can't. Even this one, I feel like it lacks the power. These two are like the perfect blend. If these two did a fusion, Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm saying? You can get basically this. But just my thoughts. Or if you wanted to go kind of crazy, you can do this one too. So just my thoughts. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with this. I can compare, I can add these two together and you can probably get it, but it all depends on how you want to look at it. I appreciate JRL's customer service for real, for real. Yeah. I used the Onyx for 6 months straight. Never died. Never got hot in 6 months. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Onyx don't get hot at all. It's quiet. It does what it needs to do. T45 with the wall vapor with the original. Yeah, yeah. Where y'all at? The T45 is the Austin fast feed corded. Austin fast feeds is too slow. That's my favorite. That's my favorite corded clipper. So I'm just saying, they cut different. When it comes to the Onyx and Diamantes, I feel like it was more of an ergonomic upgrade rather than performance upgrade because the Onyx exceeds expectations. It was hard to top. Yeah, I can understand that. T45 clippers top tier. How a Diamante have blade heat when the JRL invented blade molds with the oil reservoir? Now, I'm not sure of that being a Snapple fact or not, to be honest, about the oil reservoirs. But I don't know. I don't know. But it's not because of the oil reservoirs is why it gets hot. But yeah. This concise review is coming out soon, but I will be talking about this. But there was somebody asking me a question. I think we can get to it now. Can you give a quick pros and cons of different clippers and motors like brush and brushless? Okay, so hey, Buster Brown. So here's the thing. Let's talk about just brush motors, rotary brush motors. They have amazing torque. Amazing torque, meaning that the strength of when it gets to like the hair follicles, it's not how fast it goes left to right, but the torque to just get through that hair like nobody's business, right? The problem is when it comes to a brush motor is that the brushes can wear down. They can wear out. So that being said, is that you are going to get to a point with that clipper that is brush to wear down. Meaning, like, remember the magic? I think it was the Magic Clips, where like when the battery will start dying, and it's just like you can switch it once you put the plug in, it just sounds completely different. Something like that, in the sense of the brushes in the motor are going to just wear out, so that the original power that you had is not going to last as long as a brushless rotary motor, due to the fact that it being brushless is the fact that why it's going to last a lot longer. Also, brushless tends to do better with battery life as well. Rotary motors, brush takes a lot of like power. You using a lot of torque. So you just think of like driving a car. Hopefully I'm saying this right. Driving a car that's just gas, and then you got one that's like a hybrid. It's kind of like somewhat in between. The brushless motor is going to last a lot longer. It's going to stay more consistent at that speed, and you actually have a better battery life. Now, when it comes to magnetic motors, that's a whole different situation, and how the motor is being utilized with the mechanism. And instead of it, your motor spinning like this, most magnetic motors just go left to right. Same thing with linear motors. Same things with uh, vector motors. But that all has to deal with all about power output more than just complete torque. Rotary motors are going to give you the torque that you're going to look for majority of the times higher than any other motor, unless somebody comes up with something. I mean, I'm curious about this new babeless, uh what is it called? I forget the name of it, but I'm curious what where that's going to go, like how powerful that's going to be, torque wise as well, of course. But I'm curious. All right, where y'all at? The new Senior 2 has the same motor as the Vapor. Now that is going to be interesting. I can't wait to feel that. Now, without even having that one yet, right? The Senior 2, I'm gonna say what, like metal body, right? I'm hoping. Um Same motor as the Vapor. If that's the case, I'm gonna say that the Senior 2 will be a combination of, do I want to pick that one up? Vapor motor, but it has some weight. Hmm. I'm gonna say, no. I'm gonna say the Senior 2 is gonna be these two collab. The X Pro with the Phenom. For some reason, I think it's gonna fall like this is gonna be like a healthy combination of what the seniors might be. Two different spectrums coming together in a sense. I mean, it's wall, so the blade is gonna be amazing. I'm wondering how it's gonna deal with heat since it has that type of motor. If it has this motor, a lot of people don't even like the heat with this. So I'm wondering how the blade setup's gonna be. That's gonna matter. A F20 blade. A F20 blade? That's interesting because a F20 blade. I'm curious about the cutting blade now. Dual coil. Thank you. I didn't know what the name of the new Babeless is. I wonder how well that's going to do. I think they did something very, very interesting I think it's kind of smart due to the fact that I believe it's a linear motor, not a vector motor. It doesn't rev up. It's going to stay stationary at what 9,500 RPMs. That being said, if it's just going to stay there with two coils, two batteries, I think it's in it to give it the output that is needed. I'm curious on how well it's going to do with certain hair textures. I'm wondering how that torque is going to be. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a clipper that in my lineup right now that completely surprised me. I did not think that this thing was going to perform the way that it did. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. This thing got some, like, this thing can cut, but that'll be for another video. But if y'all want to, if you're on IG, you want to see everything I'm talking about, you can come on YouTube, same name, Concise the Barber, and let's go from there. What's going on, Matt? You kind of missed it, man. You kind of missed it, bro. You know, I just gave away all of these, man. You missed it. I guess like no, I'm playing. Now we're just doing some Clipper comparisons, bro. That's all. Clipper comparisons from the lineup that I have, and basically going from there. You say you're talking about the unknown pros. I did a concise review on those already. What's your thoughts on them? I'm curious. What do you think? You think that they are here to stay? You think it was just a hot moment? What do you think? You think they got something to offer that's something different? I also heard that on the new wall scenes, you have options to switch from click lever to free lever. Yeah, I seen that. And I actually it's interesting how they have it is that like it's on the lever itself and you turn it. You turn it and then you can either do click or floating lever. The thing is this though, and I think you understand what I'm saying about this. It's all cool that it can switch. And this is us, not to say that barbers we extra picky, but if it is going to be a click, right? We just want our click to have that. Like, there's nothing like a JRL click. I honestly think, like, I mean, can it come out? Yeah. But if you are going to have the option to switch from floating to click, I just want my click to be so, I don't know. I need it to talk to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't need it to be choppy. Like, honestly, no, that's not choppy. That's definitely not choppy. That's not choppy. They did a good job. And this don't got no click. It's floating lever. But I'm not mad. I don't have choppy ones in here right now. I wish I did just to do the example of what a choppy one sounds like. But none of these, this is not choppy at all. This is not choppy at all. This ain't choppy at all. Yeah, this one don't got it. This ain't choppy. This is the Rebel 2.0. The Phenoms, not choppy. And T45s, not choppy. You said you can't get the click smooth on a hybrid level. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Somebody gonna do it. Watch. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It's a brand name. Sorry, now let me stop. You said nothing beats a JRL click. Yeah, man. I mean, they did good. They did good with that. I have not seen any pics of the Senior 2. I've seen a glance of it. I've seen a glance of it from somebody's live, whatever like that. But I wish I did have more insight on it, but I don't. You said it doesn't exist currently. Facts. It doesn't, but it will. It will. You said y'all don't like the Phenom click? I don't. You know what? I don't mind. I don't mind it, but it's not the. It's all right. So you got. Let's listen to this. Right to. Like this one, it sounds like I'm supposed to click. This one is giving you. I can click. I'm not bad. I'm not, but it ain't smooth. It ain't like it gets the job done. That's what it does. And I'm not mad at it, but it's not this. Not even nah. It's two different spectrums in a sense. But nah. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. Now, when it comes to this is the Rebel. I think this is broken in more. I'm not mad at this click. All of these got that same flow where I can just do 2 clicks real quick and call it a day. But there are some that you can. It's just ain't it. It just ain't it. So let me ask y'all this: what so far we got? I think there's like 4. I think there's like 4 clippers coming out that we know of so far. You got the dual coils. You got the Senior 2.0. You got Coco Clipper, which is kind of looking interesting. It's like I want to pick them up. That's if there's one thing I could do. I just want to get them in my hand. I just want to see how they feel, especially with that grip line in the middle. I think it's a grip line. It should be. And there's another one. There's another clipper that's coming out. What's their name? There's another like dual coil clipper, but there's another. I think Supreme Trimmer got something coming out. I know JRL said they got something new coming out, but I'm not sure if it's just a different color wave of these. But out of that lineup, what's the most anticipated one that y'all looking at? Oh, duh, the Master Twos. The Master Twos, yeah, that was the other one. I knew there was 4. There's like a 4. There's 4 healthy ones. The other ones are important as well, but it's the Master Twos, the dual coils, Senior Twos. That's interesting. The Master Twos and the Senior Twos is like kind of coming out maybe almost like around the same time. That's a healthy comparison. The dual coils, and then is it B-Way? They got the dual coil. Yeah, I think they got a dual coil too. I'm not sure, but I'm curious. Me, honestly, all of them, but which ones are you feel like is going to be like the one that's like, yeah, let's see what's going to go on. Honestly, TFLB has a snap tech on his machine that beats a JRL. I know he's not on your radar, but the machines have come a long way. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, I don't know what the snap tech is, but if y'all saying it's good, it's good. JRL has the orange colorway coming out, a new clipper in the fall, they said. All right, so yeah, that's the one I don't know. I don't know about the one that's coming out in fall. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, the snap tech lever is smooth as baby stuff. Okay. Bro, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I ain't, I don't want to be like, ah. But that's what's up, You get some things that you like. There's nothing wrong with that. B-Way has the dual coil. Okay. I'm curious. Like, since I ain't do nothing, what happened? All right. Can y'all see me? We good? I think we good, but I don't know. I don't know what that was. But since they do have it, I do want to compare it. I definitely do want to compare them to. It just kind of makes sense because, well, for me it makes sense. The dual coil on this clipper compared to this one. Now, I already kind of did like this. It's on one of my older lives. I don't like that the dual coil, I think, has a 2-hour runtime with a 3-hour charge time for the B-Way, for the B-Way clipper. That don't make no sense to me. It don't. I mean, if you're going to be 2 hours, then be even with the 2 hours of the charge time. I don't think the charge time should ever be more. That lets me know like there's something going on in the internals. I feel like they didn't really pay attention to, which could be due to the price. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know that part, but I do know that the runtime and charge time is backwards. I'm curious about the Babel's dual coil. The price is crazy though. 650 for the combo. Still live. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, look, these prices are gonna be crazy for some of us. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, 330 for the clipper, 300 for the trimmer. That's up there. It is. Does that mean that it's not gonna get bought? No, no. People still gonna buy it. People still gonna buy it. And if you really want them and you value it, you're gonna buy them too. You're gonna find a reason how, you're gonna figure out a way to get it. There's a camera I'm looking at right now. It costs five. Let me see. Because you know me, my brain works at before 10. I could talk clippers all day, but I don't bro, why I cannot slide up on this phone? There we go. Oh, about 5 times. It's about 5 times. This combo, the 650, the camera I want is about 5 times more expensive than the combo set. So we all figure out how we want to get, you know what I mean? He says 650, might as well make it a cool 1,000 and say it's limited edition. They could. They could. And people gonna buy it. The B-Way clippers 20K RPM. What they trying to cut? Sheet wool. We gonna find out. Like, we gonna find out. Like that's the best way I could put it. That might be a generic version of those clippers. Could be. Price can be what it is. If you doing your taxes correctly, it's a write-off. Very, very much so. But I have to say this too, Daniel. It all depends on how you go about your business. I'm not going to say that every barber is just like consumer minded, but there's another side of business that if how you look at it, it's, you know what I mean? Do you want to pay taxes on the extra income that you're receiving, or would you rather have that as a write off and you're saving on taxes? Now it's really up to you. You know what I mean? That's how, some people at the end of the year, they find out that, they have a profit of 50 something thousand, but they don't want to get taxed on that. So what they do, they invest, they buy something. They buy something. That's worth around that price. And try to have that make the money. It's business. 650 is easy. Why are barbers complaining? I mean, I'll be real. I think it's us. Like, I think it's I think the industry, we're getting there. But I don't know if everybody is close to the same mindset when it comes to the value of things. Right now, we're in this industry where everybody wants the best thing at the cheapest price, hands down. And if you don't agree, then okay. But respectfully, we all want the best thing out there for the cheapest price. Hence why, like, there's how can I say this? There's a gap in the barbering industry, and brands started to utilize that gap. Hey, barbers don't want to pay this, so I'm going to build something. I'm going to create something that's at a lower cost and give it to them and say I'm for them, even though I'm still making money. Right? They can say I'm leaving money on the table. Listen, there's barbers that we know that cut hair for 10, 15, 20, $25, right? And that's a fact. And they can say, I'm here for the clients. I'm leaving money on the table. You can say that. If that's how you want to do business, if there's a gap, then you can be right in that gap. But I do believe that there should be there should be a foundational piece when it comes to barbering. As barbers, we cannot get stay in a place of just being consumers. We got to think business. If we're not thinking business, then I can see why you could say, hey, that costs too much. But like I said, what I want costs around $3,500. And I definitely know that's a tax write off. And I'm perfectly fine for that being that. But I'm also looking at some other ones too, just to make sure I'm making the right decision on the camera I get. But it's not due to the price that's making me like, I don't know. It's more like where I'm at now. Do I need that one? Can I use this one? Well, what makes this better than that one? And do I need to go cinematic right now? Okay, is it full lens? What kind of lenses go on it? Which ones do I need? Because I'm gonna need like a healthy three. Like all of that comes into my mind. So 3,500 is the base. Easy 5, 6 grand just on a full setup. But listen, we can talk about 250 all day if y'all want, but at the end of the day, you should be like, I get 250 a day in the shop. That's where I think more barbers' mindsets should be. You get what I'm saying? More barbers' mindsets should be like, why this costs too much, right? Okay. And I'm not saying that some of this stuff is not uh at a place where the price should be or shouldn't be. I'm not saying that. You can have you can feel any way that you want to feel about it. But what I'm saying is, and I feel like we should all need to unify in is that if this is 250, I think the goal is that you should be able to get this in one day. One day. You should be able to make this in one day. I think we all will agree. We all want to get to a point where 250 is the bare minimum a day. Whatever days that you work, 250 should be the bare minimum. Would y'all agree? And if that is the case, if every barber was making 250 and the average clipper is 2 to 250, will we I mean, like let's be honest, will we still say it's too expensive? You said that sounds about right to me. Okay, respect. I appreciate that honesty. If we was all making 250 bare minimum a day, you work 5 days. How much is that? That's 1250 a week. Can I be real? I agree. Barbers should be making 250 a day. I have I have stylists in my shop, right? I'm not even playing. Stylists make 250 in one setting, bro. One setting. And it's crazy how they do it because once color is added, let's say they got two colors back to back. It's one of the most smartest things I have seen like our industry do. Like I want to get into coloring more because you can have somebody doing a color. You do the wash, you do the color, you hit the foil, you got them sit the blow dryer, get in under the dryer, and guess what? They put the other person in the chair or the other person still getting done because they got to sit for like 30 to 45 minutes. You get that person set up. Once that person is done, when you set up, now you put them under the dryer. You get the other person out, you get everything out, you do the shampoo, you blow dry it, you do the styling, boom. That's easy. 2 to 250, nothing. Boom, done out the door. Next one, same thing, done out the door. And then they might have a cut and style, blow wash cut and style. Easy $500. Easy. Easy. You know the half of their stuff that they buy averages is about like they get a Brazilian, like what is it, Brazilian blowout? You ever bought those products? You ever had a bi-color? Like they be having those blow dryers that's like $300-$400. The shears, the combs. Like I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. When it comes to the industry, hair industry, I would say other than braiders, because I think braiders probably have the least like the expenses for braiders is the cheapest out of all, I would say out of all of them, right? Barbers is right next to that. I honestly think that even I could be wrong, but nail techs, all the equipment they got to use is up there. I could be wrong, but I think it's up there. Um, then you got well, I can't say nothing about like people that do like brows, eyebrows and stuff like that. I don't really know. But Cosmo stylists and all of that, their stuff is up there. And I know, I'm telling you, I know the expenses for one stylist alone just to get their products in the shop. Y'all don't understand. You don't understand. Like you buying that set like it's nothing. And we over here, me, like no disrespect, but as barbers, we over here saying that's too much. Yo, we've been spoon feeding the industry then. We've been trying to milk off the industry. We getting y'all getting upset with the brands doing it, but as barbers, we doing it. I'm just being real. And then y'all want to have y'all prices at 40, 50, $60. Listen, all I'm saying is this. This stuff is gonna keep getting higher, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like gas is gonna get higher, the cost of food is gonna get higher, the cost of products is gonna get higher. I don't know if y'all been looking around, but everything's gonna get higher. So to say that some things are too much lets me know, honestly, well, let me focus on this. How can I get to a place where too much don't even come out my mouth? How much that costs? All right, let me get that. Because now you have set yourself in a position where the cost of whatever that you need does not even matter. Like that's just real. Like we all want to get to that place, right? Like if your family say, "Hey, can we go to Disney World in 2 weeks?" You want to be able to get to the point where you could be like, you know what? Let me check my calendar. I got nobody. Let me go ahead and take those days off. Come on, yo, let's go. Am I wrong? But how do we get there? It ain't because of the brands. Clippers is too much. For one, stop buying Clippers. Stop buying. Save your money. Stop buying Clippers. I know all this stuff is eye candy. I get it. I'll just be real with y'all. I just made a business out of it. I made a business out of it. That's the real. Like, not to say I'm a Clipper donkey, but I'm very observant. I like to see what's coming out, why it's coming out, what's the difference. I like all of that stuff. So of course, it makes sense for me to be like, okay, the brands, to them, this is a business, right? To me, it's a hobby in a sense, but slash business too, because I understand it's business for them. That's why I say this ain't free. If they send me something, it ain't free. I got a page where I go live on and I show haircuts and I do reviews on their products. And people say, you know what? I like how he reviewed it. I'm gonna go get it. They know that's business. That's business. So all I'm saying is we gotta be about our business. Keep the chairs filled. Let your money make money. And we gotta stop blaming the brands for saying that stuff is too pricey. Let's just not stop. Don't even buy it. Don't even buy it. Go if they go down in sales, then they're gonna have to adjust. That and I've been saying that multiple times, but it's really up to you. But we don't say that about everything else. We don't say that about Apple. We don't say that about Jordans. We don't say that about no TVs. We don't say that about Sony Airbuds. Like we don't say that about nothing else that we have. We don't say that about cameras. If for real, we can boycott the camera industry. You know how much bread, like y'all know how much that stuff costs? I'm not trying to spend no $2,500 for a lens. Sheesh, a lens. It ain't even a camera. But we over here saying 250 is too much, 300 is too much. It's not too much. It really ain't. It's not too it's not too much. It could be pricey, but it's not too much. To me, there is a difference. I agree. Barber should be making 250 a day. Higher prices, no response means a dying industry. Higher prices that sell shows a healthy industry market. You either want the market to win or die. Ooh, higher prices, no response means a dying industry. Higher prices that sell shows a healthy. Right, right. Gotta go. Have a good evening. Appreciate you. What's good, man? Beauticians charge 80 for a taper. Then the same woman run to the barbers that charge 25 for the same taper. Barbers know your worth. That you're not lying. You're not you're not even lying. You're not lying. That's a fact. That's a fact. Crazy. Matter of fact, if y'all don't believe anything that I'm saying, why don't y'all do some research on some of the salons in your area? Look up their services, see how much they charge. And I'll be real with you, they have some real interesting prices. They can have a something something style, $57. Add color, extra $60. This trim, extra 25. You want it flipped up, extra $10. Like they have a whole way of they charge for you to sit in the chair. Like you need to rest your feet, $5. Like they have a whole different situation. And we cut hair. We use a little bit, we use amazing tools. Um, we don't we don't do a lot of now some people do a lot of coloring and style, but mainly we're just using a clipper and a comb or a brush and a razor, and we do some great work. Don't get me wrong. I respect our industry. But what I'm trying to say is that we should be worrying about how much we cutting. Get the clippers that work. I know people that still rocking magic clips. Magic clips and seniors with two corded masters, a detailer, and an anesthesia liner, making bread behind the chair. Making bread. They making money. You think they worried about how much these clippers cost? If they want something, they're just going to get it. So if you are this, right? Because there's people that go, well, this is this amount, but I can get this for this amount, right? Cool. So then get this for this amount. Problem solved, right? Problem solved. If there's those that resemble these at a lower price, then get those. I don't honestly see the problem. Like, I really don't, because if there's things for a cheaper price, then get the stuff for a cheaper price, y'all. Now, I have, discount codes for certain brands and stuff like that. I always want y'all to not have to pay the full price if I have anything to do with it. Honestly, I'll be letting stuff go for way cheaper than you probably ever will find it. But it's really up to you. It's really up to you. Jonesy, yeah, it's all preference. It is. And beauticians are using clippers and trimmers 20 years ago, charging 80. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. They over here using wall peanuts with an interesting lineup, and they got $80 from that from a taper. That's real though. That's not even that's real. Matter of fact, if y'all think I'm playing around, let me see. Let me see. I'll share. Oh, what's that? What's that salon? There's a salon that I like. They got like a. You know what? Let's go here. Oh man, I ain't trying to log into no Facebook. Should you raise your prices without adding anything to your service? What do you mean? Without adding anything to your service? Like if you what do you mean? So you saying if I do a haircut, but if I add a shampoo, I should raise it up higher? I mean, if you're doing something extra, you should be raising it up higher. When I say you should be raising up, like if it comes with it, I think a lot of times, I don't know if barbers do this, but with me, there are certain things that just make sense for me to do for you to get the optimum output of your haircut. I include a wash with my haircuts. I include a hot towel. And here's the reason why. Not to just be like, oh, I'm gonna charge them crazy. No, it's because when I use my clippers that I love, I want to make sure that they are not getting jacked up from dirty hair. Number one. Number two, it makes my job a way lot easier, nicer fades, sharper lines, especially with the hot towel. And it's the experience. I care in that way. Some people don't wash hair, and that's perfectly fine. You can go if you don't want all of that stuff, there's other shops. There's a shop 3 spots away from me. But if you like how I do it, that's what I do. I mean, according to the market and your skill and service, I think that you should. Well, for one, Jason, I think that it's very wise for a barber to even know their market. You need to know your market, period. In your skill, you want to elevate all the times, period. Your service, you always want to get better, period. What I think that will really speak volumes about price is your clients always trying to get in with you. If it gets to a point where you cannot squeeze them in, and this constantly happen, I think that's when you should start raising your prices, because now the demand is letting you know that hey, you on to something, you got something good going, and you can't get everybody in. So now you need to shed those that don't want to take that risk of your prices going higher. I got a female client and she went to a beauty salon. They were asking for $100 to taper and side and back. Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing, Neil. You know how long they've been doing that? You know how long they've been doing that? For real, for real. Like, just think about that. Barbers, think about this. Beauty salon asking for $100 to taper the sides and back. Start your prices off small to get booked out, then raise to free up space and do it over and over. Yeah. I w- wherever you at, if you getting out of barbering school, I think a healthy range is between what 20. I don't know. It's been like 20 to 25. I think that's a healthy range, and go from there. See how that works. If you already there, then here's the thing. And I think this is real for a lot of barbers. If you are already at a price, right? And you realize that your books are not in the way that you think they should be, what do you think you need to do? Because honestly, there's something you're not doing. What do you think you need to do? This is a real conversation. I feel like every barber probably has been in this place. Some that were wise enough to listen to those back in the day to say, "Hey, don't raise your prices yet. Just do this," and they listen. So they probably never had this problem. But there are some that has had this problem where you are at a price point and it's like, but they're not coming in. Where do you think you went wrong? Other than the fact that you're not being patient. Beauticians have been extraordinary price since the 90s. Yep. Very long time. Not everybody's problem or issue when it comes to clients is the same. Some of y'all customer service is not the best. Some of your service, your haircuts, not the best. Some of your marketing, it's not the best. I think sometimes barbers just stay on marketing when it comes to just like your phone, Instagram, stuff like that. I think that that's what you think marketing is, but it's marketing in itself is its own beast, and you have to understand how to get better at it. You said barbers are not marketing themselves properly. So here's the thing: what is marketing properly? My community college has a barbering course. It's a VTC. FAFSA isn't applicable because it is a degree, and I believe the program is new and not credited yet. I can't afford the student kit. Okay, what comes in the kit, and do you want to do it? You know what I think is kind of interesting. One of the things that I notice about myself, I'm a people person, right? I don't mind people. I like to help. You know what I mean? I noticed that barbers, this is what I feel like barbers want to happen. Barbers want to be like, you know what? I'm a barber. I'm gonna get nice, and I'm gonna have mad people in my chair, right? But they do no work. Like they want to go into the shop, and just because of the fact that they put a cape on, an apron, whatever, they just want people to be like, yo, you know what? He a barber. Let's all go over there and just get our haircuts. You just want random people that never know your location, anything about you. You just want them to just sit in your chair. How they get to know you, I have no idea. But that's what barbers what we want. We just want them just to go sit in our chair. And once that first haircut we do, there's never a mistake. And we want them to come back. Not only do we want them to come back, we want them to come back with other people like, yo, this barber is everything. Da 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 da. You didn't talk to no local businesses. You ain't going to no community service stuff. You're not you, like you ain't even out there. You're not even answering phone calls. You're not on Google. Nobody can find you. You just want to be in a chair, be at a chair, have your station, have all the clippers you want for a low price, and you want to cut hair for $75 or more. That's how I feel like barbers think. And that's crazy because now I'm like, you want the style of barbering, right? You want the kind of like the swag or the flow of barbering, all of that it can come with, but at the same time, you don't want to do the work that's required. Like how can you love this thing when you ain't really putting in the work? Not to be like that, but there's times where like, okay, family's here, has some people over, they doing all of that. I'm down here because I got two videos I'm tweaking, getting done. I'm connecting with y'all. I'm writing my notes down. I'm trying to make sure that I'm staying on top of what I need to stay on top of. I don't know. Like if you love it, then you're gonna do what it takes. How did we even get to this topic? We was talking about Clippers. But all I know, I was looking at this salon. I was supposed to look at this salon for y'all. I want y'all to see some of these prices. Now, I want y'all to understand the area where I live. My population is around 40,000 people. 40,000 people. Just want to let y'all know that. The city I work in got about 17,000 or 20, I'll say 20,000 people. So I'm near two cities. Let's go here. Oh, they got 5 stars? Even better. Let's go here. How much is y'all charging? I don't even know. Where's your website at? I don't even see a website. They got 5 stars and they do nails. All right, let me go to another one. Oh, I know. Oh yeah, I know they booming. Let's go to services. All right, let me just show y'all this real quick. Now, this is in my location. This is not far. This is not far from me at all. I can get there in about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and share. No, 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 no. Now, mind you, okay, okay. I don't know. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't even see that. Hold on. No, he was later. Okay. Y'all gonna allow me to share this? All right, here we go. This ain't far from me. Look at the cut and style. What I do like is that these are the prices. It goes to $67. And one of the most random prices. That's one thing you're gonna understand about cutting like salon stuff. That the prices, I don't know. I don't even understand it. But anyway, it goes to 101. A woman's cut, 38 to 72, 29 to 45. Right? Now, that's not even a shampoo. Add a shampoo. Do a men's cut for $29. Get the lowest, whatever, right? And then also add a shampoo. How much is that? That's $58. All right. I want to get some hair color. Look at the prices. Men highlights is 45. I want highlights, a haircut, and a shampoo. You already over $100. Look, beard trim. All right. Let me get it a haircut and beard. Let's just go low end. 29 plus 12. It's $41. Not brow color. Who out here getting brow color? Keratin treatments and upgrades. Full keratin treatment. $243. But the cut and style, you're going to see a lot of people getting this. Cut and style. Women's cut, they grab that, they hit the highlights, they do a full color, they might do a half and half, they might do an undercut. Like it's wild how much this stuff can cost. And that's in my area. And they I already know they're booming. They're booming. And I guarantee you, we can probably go in their stations and we could probably find probably 4 items that they have, each individually over $500. Just being honest. Oh yeah, plus tax. Yeah, plus tax. Plus, yeah. Marketing is coming to work, looking the part, talking the part, smelling the part, doing the part. Not just your haircuts being a walking billboard. You yourself have to be a walking billboard. Right, right. Do y'all speak to anybody when y'all go to the market? You know, it's a $900 kit. Not sure what's included. I have clippers and trimmers, but you have to buy the kit to take the class. I need to speak to the counselor. I believe I can do payments for the class and the kit. All right, Jason, let me ask you this. How many people you cutting right now? Do you have any regulars? Any like how many people do you cut right now? All good, bro. You're sharing wisdom. It's highly insightful. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. If you have, let me know if you have 5 people. Some people might like this idea, some people might not. But if you have 5 people, let me know. Oh, okay. Just my dad and brother. Got you. All right. So I'm one of these type of people. We gotta figure out a way how to earn that. You got your dad and your brother. Can you 3x that or 2x that? And your dad's friends or your brother's friends. What I'm basically trying to see is if you can get um some longevity clients. Yeah. Some longevity clients. Matter of fact, message me. We can talk about that. You can hit me in the DMs. Hit me up on Instagram. I don't think that came out right when I said hit me up in the DMs. Low key, this is like one of the best feeling hands though. Like this is not a problem. And a lot of people try to make fun of this thing, but how this fits in hand, it just fits in hand. So does this. It just don't got a thumbprint, but it feels good, like the back area. Same with this. This ain't bad. I actually like how quiet this is. I have 70% regulars and 30% new clients every week. Now, Granny Gems, how are you getting your new clients every week? Like what's your strategy of getting new clients every week? I could tell you one that I've done for some time, especially when I got into the shop. Right when me and my wife opened up the shop, I could tell y'all something that we did. Well, more so me. Her services are a little bit different. Okay. Okay. You had to get like that. I use Booksy and flash sales on Booksy. Business cards to the neighborhoods, hotels nearby. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Never used Booksy before. I was one of those people that's like, yo, I want my own website. I don't want to share, clients with other software. Like I was one of those people, right? So that being said, there's extra things that needs to be done. I mean, I think, doing Booksy and people filing, having that whole system, uh not following you, but like noticing you in there, you use it right. I definitely see how it can work. I was using Acuity scheduling. I have my own website. It was like I went the real like excluded exclusive kind of route. Like I wanted people like, and it's kind of funny because it's either like that's who you are in a sense. Like you kind of find out who you are by how you do business. Um, even when I lived by myself, I ain't have a lot of people over my house. You know, it's funny because my friends like, yo, Nate allowing people to come over. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't allow, like I've always, not saying I'm better than anybody. It's just I was, when it came to my personal space, I just never was the one to have a house party. Just, yeah. But for me, one of the things I used to do was I would cut somebody. And it's interesting. All right, so there's two things I used to do. I would cut somebody and I'll let them know, hey, just want to let you know that if you tell two people or two people book, right, with me, your next one is free. How much money did I lose, y'all? If you get two people to book with me, your next haircut is free. Now, mind you, these are new clients. They got to be new. They can't, it's not the same returning people. I pull celebs from Booksy. I'm in Manhattan, New York. That's what's up. That makes sense. Even see when you in a location like that, that makes sense. It makes sense. If you live in a small town, your population is smaller than mine's. You live, around some cornfields or whatever like that, bro. Go holler at them people at the market, get them cards, and tell them to come see you. But I'm not losing no money. Basically, what I'm trying to say when it comes to me cutting somebody, they pay for the service. They like the service. They come, a lot. I tell them, get two more people to come in here that's new. Your next haircut is on me. People love free. I'm not losing out. I'm getting two new people. Another thing that I used to do. Now I don't throw this one out much at all. Some of y'all might understand what I'm saying, but some of y'all gonna be like, nah, concise, you bugging. And that's fine. It worked for me. It's how I got the hockey team that's here, the Penguins. But give me a second. I used to give dependent and hear what I'm saying. You cutting people, you understand who they are, what they do. I give somebody a golden ticket. And this is what a golden ticket is. So there's trainers that I do from some colleges and also from the AHL team. I said, "Hey, what I need you to do, right? I need you to, let's say, like, do somebody a favor, basically. Whoever you feel like deserves to come to me to get this divine haircut experience, right? I need you to use," I was like, "it's called a golden ticket. I need you to use it, but use it wisely and make sure that it is the person that you feel like deserves it the most." To y'all, that might sound crazy, but you'll be surprised how that worked for me. And I don't use that much. The golden ticket probably gets used maybe 3 times a year, if that. But I had a scout, a college scout. That's my guy, Cool Peoples. I told him, I said, "Yo, have one of your," I said, "have one of your freshmen that not scout, recruiter. Have, one of your freshmen come. I got them." I said, "It's on the house. Let me just clean them up. Let me get them right." But I say, choose wisely though. And they did that. It works. To get the freshman clean, here's the thing. You could do the senior. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But to get a freshman cleaned up, fresh, oh, it's going to be talks. So you can have the wrestling team, the football team, the basketball team, just off of that one golden ticket. I did that for the hockey team. Same thing. It's the domino effect. Hey, such and such told me to come. Da 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 da. It 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 gets to a point where it's like, am I the only barber they have? No, but there's probably like to 2 barbers. I'm one of them that they only use. So it's that you can put yourself in a position where you can be the exclusive, the right hand man. You can be that, but you just got to think about all the ways that works best for you and your location, and when it comes to marketing. I know small town barbers get in that business. Clients are like NBA scouts, right? Yeah, I'm late. I was cutting. That's what's up, Fatal. Hope all is well. In school. What's the topic? A little bit of everything. I was talking about Clippers and all of that. We got out of that, and then we started talking about LeBron's hairline, and then somehow we got to marketing. Yeah. LeBron, I don't understand. I don't know who his barber is, and look, I hope nobody don't send him this video. Okay, I mean, I'm just a barber. I don't know. Whoever has you ever seen a mom come into a shop or a dad and they give their kids the lowest of lows they can get without it being bald? I feel like that's what LeBron goes into the shop and get. My man be like, "Let me get blade open against the grain, but I still want to line up." Like that's what I feel like he gets. Because every time I feel like, oh, he's bald. I'm surprised he's bald. And then they interview him, but he got a dark lineup. I'd be like, bro, let it go. Like just let it go at this point. The other thing, some barbers miss on us styling clients. What do you mean? What do you mean? Matter of fact, I have a question for y'all. And this will probably be the last question because I said I gotta get going. I don't have to get going, but I would like to connect with the fam before everybody go to sleep. What's the one thing barbers don't style clients' hair good? Well, that's something that barber has to understand they have to elevate in. If you know you're not good at that, then you gotta get better. Um, What's the one thing in barbering you can't stand right now? Like you kind of wish you had to deal with it. Yeah, excuse me. What's the one thing? Mm, mm. Late clients. You think late clients are worse than no shows? All the non-natural cuts on IG. Oh snap! Shoot, man. What about natural cuts? What about was that boxer his cat was flipped back? What about what about that? So you saying no late clients are worse than no shows? You said yes. No shows are the worst. I feel like that there's not if I can be honest with y'all, I feel like if you don't have systems in place, no shows can be the worst. Honestly, no shows can be one of the best things if you have like, oh, you no showed, but you did a deposit and I have a policy that if you no show, I can, and you know that that's what I have and you agreed upon it. Sometimes a no show is free, and not free, but because that time is now not utilized for the service that that me and you both agreed on. But sometimes a no show can, not to say easy money, but yeah. A late client will push your whole day back. A no show will keep your next client from not waiting. Yeah, true. I feel like there's no point in posting enhanced cuts. Everyone's doing that. Okay. What do you think people should post? Just natural cuts? And so I understand what you're saying. I mean, I do a lot of natural cuts. I say I have like a good healthy 70-30. I don't even know if it's 30. I'm gonna say like 20, 80-20. 80% of my majority of my clientele respectfully do not even touch enhancements. But some want that enhancements. And it's kind of interesting too though, because it's like I have some that do the natural, and it's like, you know what, they can use a little bit, but they choose not to. And those that don't need it, they be like, yo, let me get I got one dude, he call it paint. Let me get the paint. I'll be cracking up. I'm like, bro, it's not called paint. The odor of paint on the hairlines, overpainting them is weird. Well, it's mm, it's a knowledge thing, I think. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I don't know if this will ever change in the industry, but one thing I can't stand when it comes to our industry is that everybody think that they gotta think the same. That to me, they used to say this back in the day, grind my gears. Not everybody's gonna think the same. That's one thing. Like, I didn't know this could be possible. There's more gossip in the barbering industry than I've seen in the hair industry. Like, like stylists and like braiders, because I'll be around that. In the barbering industry, it's way more chaotic, yo. I ain't never think that would be possible, but to think that everybody has to think the same is delusional. Delusional. And I wish in the barbering industry we know how to respect everybody's perspective and call it a day. And if you don't respect it, okay, who cares? Like, not make a big fuss about it. Like, forever and ever, that conversation of who's the GOAT of LeBron and Jordan will always be. My decision is not going to change based off of what you say, what kind of facts, whatever what you print out. It don't even matter. This is my belief. So if this is you all day, I'm a Saber 2.0. I think these are the best Clippers out there today, right? And somebody goes, nah, you're trash, bro. I think the JRL Onyx Diamantes is the best. Why you gonna call me trash, bro? Why you gonna call me trash? The Saber Twos is killing the JRLs. Nah, bro, you're bugging. You don't know how to cut. I'm like, yo, like, like people really be going in. Clippers, there is somebody right now, bro. There's somebody right now still using the Magic Clips and will tell you the Magic Clips is the best Clippers they have ever used or that's out. They will tell you that. And you gonna go back and forth with them? Y'all gonna be like, but it don't got 2 hours. It got this motor. It drags. It does this. It does that. It's ugly. No, I mean healthy conversation. Nothing wrong with that. You can have a well. How did you get to that? How did you get to that point? Like I just said something about cuts by Cruz. He was on here and he said he had his top 5 trimmers. Right now, I don't mind doing a reaction to it. I don't mind doing a reaction because he has some trimmers up there that it's like that is a good trimmer though. And he didn't sleep on the small blades because he said something about some blades that I don't have to agree with. But then I will also say, and because it's all about how you do it, but you gonna put this over this? That's interesting. Tell me more. Like if you're either intrigued or you're not intrigued, or you just want to try to go in on people over a product that they use that they like that works for them and their client. Like to me, it's like y'all delusional. You said what machines did you guys talk about? Oh, so West Tech and the High Vis Air are concise reviews coming out this week. Professionalism kills ego. Yeah, but there's a lot of ego. There's somebody right now typing on YouTube. Why you even have the Diamantes? Your haircuts are trash, bro. You need to get them to me. There's, there's somebody out there right now going in on the comments, Twitter fingers. Like, yo, man, yo, hug your family, yo. Like, have a good time with the fam. You over here giving energy that don't even it just don't work. It's like waste of energy. I don't know. It's just weird. Like we too old. I'm too old. How about that? Like y'all go at me. It's like you just wasted 5 minutes, but okay. The Hibis 2.0 blade. I tried it and it didn't hit like the OG. You talking about the black ones? I'm talking about the Hibis Airs. Are you talking about the black ones? Oh, another thing I can't stand. And this might sound like kind of funny. Groupies. I can't stand groupies. Bro, we treat the barbering industry as if like there's a set. Like yo, what set you run with? Like you east side, north side, west side, south side. Y'all don't think that's crazy? Is it just me? I'm team such and such. Oh, that's what's up. Are you? Do they know that? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. You team Wall? That's what's up. You do they know that? Like for real, do they know you rock with them? And that's it. You ride or die for them. You out here not saying you taking bullets, but you over here defending. I ain't saying they ain't cool people. I ain't saying they don't got great products. I'm not saying none of that. I'm not. And you can like what you want to like. Like we have a freedom to like whatever we want to like. There's people nervous to say that they like an Andis and when they really like ball. There's people nervous to say that. Like, yo, these are Clippers. I don't know if y'all watch enough of my stuff to understand this about me, but I do have a lot of respect for a lot of people that I know in the industry. I do. Um, and I can work with a lot of brands. Nothing wrong with that. Me and Wall have a good relationship. Me and Andis, good relationship. Me and JRL, good relationship. Stylecraft, Gamma, good relationship. West Tech, good relationship. Um, I can go like, but just because I have a good relationship with them doesn't mean you see this. I'm Divine. Divine Hair Studios is my brand. Concise the Barber is my brand. Listen to me. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. If you out here repping another brand before you even rep your own, and when I say your own, I'm not saying your own like in the sense of EIN, your own business, but you're not respecting your own chair first. You're not respecting your clients first. You're not respecting the fam first. And you over here going strong with this brand and this brand and this brand, and you think that's going to get you anywhere. I'm trying to tell you that it's not like that is like, why are we doing that? Like, what? Why are we doing that? That's weird to me, man. As barbers, we can create how it looks. I'm team barber industry. I'm team uh healthy barbers. I'm team let's get our business together. I'm team that. I don't gotta rep a set to be as if like I feel like I'm a somebody. And I honestly feel like if I really wanted to do that, I could have years ago. But not to say, but for what? But it just wasn't in my, just wasn't my vision. It wasn't in my view. Wasn't my vision of how I see how this all can work. This was though me being able to connect with everybody. Right? I ain't gonna say everybody. Majority of the people. Majority of the people. Let's be real. There's some people I don't rock with, but it's not that I never used their products. I never tried it. Not that I never gave them a try or anything. Literally, I gave everybody a try. Now things can die out due to business or whatever, whatever like that. But what I'm saying is, I pick and choose. I pick and choose. I don't want to sound like I can't say certain words and can't put on certain things. I got a JRL briefcase. If I want to wear that, and I got a Clippers book bag and a wall this if I want to wear that, then that's what I'm aware. You get what I'm saying? Oh no, this week. West Tech is gonna drop this week. What was Sunday? So you got one's gonna drop preferably Monday, if not Tuesday. Then the other one will probably be Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. You're not lying. Too many people are worried about what other people think. I like trying tools, and if it performs well and it looks and feels good in my hand, I give it credit where it deserves. Not everybody. Yeah, respect. Like if you like something, you like something. And here's the thing: I'm not one of these people. If you like something that I don't use, okay, I ain't gonna be like, nah, man, that's whack. You fake for that. Yo, that's so fake. That's fake. This ain't no. Why you friends with them over there? I ain't friends with them, so you can't be friends with them. Like, what are we talking about? Like, are we like? I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe I was just raised different. Maybe I was just raised different. There's some brands and clippers that are overrated. Andre, I understand that. I understand that. I mean, in your perspective, I definitely understand that. There's some that say Wall's overrated. To me, I don't think so. But that's what I'm saying. I can have that belief. You can have your belief, and that should be okay. That should be okay. I'm not. Some people call me fake. Do you see me defending myself? Bro, I ain't fake. What you mean? Check my receipts. For what? For what? Real talk. I don't care what I I don't. I don't stay up at night. I don't. I could tell you about some things in the industry that annoys me as a whole, and I try to speak life into us so we can get to a better place together. And I really want you to understand a certain mindset that can consume you. Express some things like that. I'll let you know that I'm not always going to go with the grain. I'll tell you that straight up. People say, "Hey, you rock with that," and I say, "No, I don't," and I don't change that. And I told y'all that. You can look back. How many videos? I guess that's saying something about receipts, right? But what I'm trying to say is that, yo, just be you. You don't gotta disrespect nobody. You don't gotta be ignorant. You don't gotta do none of that. I honestly think like the conversations, I'll be real with y'all. The conversations that I have with brands is they respect such of the honest perspective on how I go about what I do because of it's kind of somewhat refreshing to them that it's like what you will say over here is the same thing you'll say over here, and the same thing you'll say over here is the same thing you'll say over here. So it's even kill for them, and that's why they appreciate what I say and what I do because there's a few of them that went back to the drawing board after some of the things I have expressed about this or that, or compare this and that and this and that. Hey, my thing is this: I'm not just affecting barbers, but if I'm affecting brands, I think I'm okay where I'm at. I'm okay doing what I'm doing. I'm okay how I'm doing it. Like for real, for real. I'm okay. People do still hit me up. Yo, what brand were you gonna go with? You gonna go with them? You gonna go? I'm. It ain't even about me being recruited or getting picked up from a team. It ain't even about that right now for me. It's not. Could there be a time where I'm like, you know what? I'm a rock with them. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I can't say no, nor can I say yes. But it ain't something that I have on the table literally right now. Nah. Not to say I like I like my freedom. I like my way of choice. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think this is gonna be the hard part. If ever have any discussion with a brand that really want to take me serious in that way, they have to understand where I stand, that I have to be able to all these clippers right here, I gotta do all of these. I still gotta do them. If I can't do them, then it don't make sense to do it. it don't make sense to do it because now everything about me being observant, it doesn't work. That now that's gone. And all I can do is talk about this and that product and that brand. That's hard for me to be like, yeah, I could do that. I'm just being real. I know exactly what you're talking about, Concise. Some of the barbers will go hard for a brand at these shows, and they don't know how to do it. You ain't had to be like that. You ain't had to be like that. You know what? All right. So interesting story. I was at CT Barber Expo. I was at CT Barber Expo, and I think it was the second time me and my wife went. The first time it was dope. It was like, yo, this is crazy. But we ain't get no sleep. We ain't get no sleep. We actually we knew a few people, right? And the second time. First time we didn't get no sleep. The second time we thought we was gonna get some sleep, but we didn't really get much sleep. Like for 3 days straight, we probably got about 10 hours of sleep out of 3 days. Crazy. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I remember like, babe, it would be dope if you was doing this, or I was over here doing this, and da 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 da, right? And we was like, yeah, that'd be cool, man. Got an opportunity do a style in the hotel room, braid some hair. We did that. Um, Somebody wanted me to do something later at a certain time, and I'll be real with y'all. It didn't go through. It didn't go through, and I'm kind of glad it didn't because I'm telling you right now, I ain't have the energy for that. Being a platform stylist, barber, whatever like that, kudos to y'all. Kudos. That is OD. That is a job. That is where's my check? I'm not even gonna lie to you. Once you just getting a small taste of that, if you don't like as exciting as it is to be at a show and doing these things, when you gotta work the show, it's different than being at the show. I love the freedom of, hey, babe, you want to go grab some Starbucks real quick? All right, cool. You know what? We can skip this class, this class. We don't need that. But the tax class, we're gonna go to that one. We're gonna go to do this one. You want to grab lunch? Let's go ahead and grab some lunch, and then we're gonna come back for. I love that. I've seen people. The only thing that they had was a Starbucks coffee that somebody had to get them. They had two bangs and a pretzel. And they supposed to perform at high. I'm cool. I'm cool, miss. No, no. Not saying that I'll never ever get to a place like, let's say if I did like a conference room and I'm doing like a speaking thing, whatever like that. I probably wouldn't mind doing that. You know what I mean? Sometimes they have side rooms and people have it and they host it for like 2 to 3 hours. That's cool. But being on the floor the whole time doing this and doing that, um, that's a check. That's a check. Now I know some people that have been rocking with people that didn't get a check. Much kudos to y'all. I'm not saying not to do it if that's where your heart really at, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And I told my wife the third time we went, I said, babe, it's not gonna be like the first time and the second time. We're not gonna be out here doing this and doing that. We're just gonna enjoy ourselves. And ever since then, that's what we've been doing. So for us, it's like a mini vacay. But yeah, some barbers, and there's nothing wrong. If you got your stuff in order and you do going about it the right way, there's nothing wrong for you going hard with a brand that you really rock with and you respect. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is don't lack who you are and do that. Don't lack having things in order and do that. Because once you start doing that, you can get lost in that. And I've seen people get lost connecting with a brand. Interesting stuff always happens for some reason. And then you don't even hear about them no more. Like completely, they jumped off the earth or something. I don't know, but that stuff can happen. That people's burnout, it can happen like that. Sometimes you gotta be careful what you ask for. Understand and be grounded with who you are. Do it because that's where your heart is at. And I think that's how it could be, the thing that you needed to be. But yeah, get your stuff in together. That's all I'm basically saying. But Jason, hit me up. I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here, y'all. Literally just hit the 2 hour mark. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all didn't see, if y'all didn't hear the conversation earlier about all these tools, just watch it from the beginning, like the first 10, 15 minutes. You'll see everything I said about this being something like, I forgot which ones are which ones, but no, I said these two are very comparable. Very comparable. Um, these two are comparable. Yep, I said it. Um, these two are comparable. And this one I had these two comparable. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be on the lookout for the concise reviews this week. The high vis, air, and the West Tech. All right. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Be blessed. And let's get to it. Let's stop worrying about these let's stop worrying about these clipper prices. Let's worry about getting a minimum of 2 by chair a day. That would be nice. Let's all work together to do that. You know what I mean? I think that would be great. I literally was in this ambassador doing a demo with everyone watching a Jacob Javits, and he didn't know how to fade. I mean, do I think there's internal things that need to be worked on? Very much so. Very much so. But let the brands work on let the brands work on that. As barbers, let's just execute. Let's do what we got to do. If you can't fade, take a fading class. If you don't know how to color, take a coloring class. If you don't know how to do shears, take a shear class. If you don't know how to do marketing, pay somebody or learn marketing. Like, let's just get to it, y'all. All right? Y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy.